Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to another Black Library review part 20, Genevieve Undead. Yes, this is the omnibus, I just ignore this. It's the second book in the Genevieve series. I have mixed feelings about the second book, so let's just dive in. The second book, again, of course, written by Kim Newman. It's a very old art style of writing. Many people are not going to like this because it's in the niche of Dr. Frankenstein, Mr. Jekyll, and Dr. Hyde. The other way around, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So if you do not enjoy these old horror stories, you will not enjoy this one. Again, like with Drachenfels. So with that out of the way, the second book is basically 3 novellas. It's not one red string throughout the story, but there are separate stories set on a timeline one after another. The first one is called Stage Blood and is set 5 years after Drachenfels. We know that because Genevieve is 663 in Drachenfels and here she is 668. So again, it's with Detlef Sierk, her lover, and he's in Altdorf, and of course he's a playwright again, so he's setting up some plays. Of course, that's his job. I had such Phantom of the Opera feelings with this one. And I love this so much. I like Phantom of the Opera. And so there is a guy who is corrupted by chaos, but it's just his body because of Warpstone. And he was an actor himself. And there's an actress, a person in a corrupted body, but you're not really trying to do bad stuff. And it's been decades for this person, so he's still a good person. The first story was my favorite one, but just because I like Phantom of the Opera, so there is a bias in there. I'm sorry, I could not help myself. The second story is set 1 year after the first one. And I must say, I'm totally brutally honest, I really can't remember this one. Because it was so confusing. There are so many names for such a short story. Genevieve is trapped in a mansion with some other people. It's cursed. And they're getting human flesh to eat. I don't know. It was so confusing. But strangely, I did come out of this story with a really good feeling. Because it was still dark. So it was grim dark. It was just because it was confusing does not mean it is bad. By far, it was a good story. But just like I said, it is a very old kind of story, so not for everyone. Just because I like it does not mean you have to like it. That is really important for this book. And all the while, we should not forget, Genevieve still looks like a 16-year-old girl. She's just trapped in a body and no one knows that she's 669 years old by then. But the third story was one of my favorites. Does that count as one of my favorites when there are just 3 stories in this book? The third one is called Unicorn Ivory. Without much spoilers, Genevieve is basically hired to kill the head of a family. So the father of the family is a hunter, but he's not a good person. He's condescending, he just hunts to kill, and he just wants stuff to bleed, basically. Doesn't matter if it's his family, so he's not injuring them, but he's damaging them emotionally.
Emotional, damn it!
Yeah, but she can't really kill him outright. She could, of course, but he has something in his hand against her, and this stops him. This stops her to kill him. But the main story is that he hunts unicorns. There is a pair of unicorns around. At the beginning, they are killing the first one, and then it's just, oh yeah, we have to kill the second one. And all the while they're hunting the second one, the story is just, oh yeah, you betrayed me, because there are, of course, other people around. You had interactions with my mistress, so you must be hunt as well, and my mistress. So they're sending out the mistress and the guy who shagged her and are hunting those as well. So he does not see that he is the villain in the story, and every bad thing in his life is just his own fault. But this is basically real life. There are enough people around us who are blaming everything on something else, although it is their own fault. So I did enjoy this one. But as I've said, I'm really conflicted with this one, especially because of the second story. As I've said, I did enjoy it. I just can't remember anything because it was confusing. But everything was dark, but there had some funny moments in there, which I can't reiterate more, is important in horror novels. You need funny moments to darken the dark things. And Kim Newman is doing this in a wonderful way. So I can't really remember what I gave the first novel, but it's not really that important, because, as I've said, these three stories are basically separate from the first one. The only thing really good to know is the timeline continuation. And the first one has some kind of connection to the first novel, not because of Detlef Sierk, but there is another piece of story in there, which is haunting Genevieve and Detlef. But this just had me excited for the third book, Beasts in Velvet, which I will start after the next novel I will hopefully finish. So all in all, I give this book a 7 out of 10 phantoms of the unicorn dinners. I don't know, I have nothing to compare this to, as there are 3 stories, and yeah, I'm sorry. I see myself out. But before I do, please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is fun. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.